My name's Kate Faulkner, and I'm a property market analyst, so I look at all of the numbers and try and understand what's happening to supply and demand, prices, rents, etc. I run a website which is free to consumers called propertychecklist.co.uk, and the whole aim of everything we do is to try and help people to learn about what influences prices and rents, what are the legal changes, what's going to influence their property project basically, and how to get it right. So the main reason for coming here is I can pack a load of people into one room and I can explain to them how to do the property project they want to, and better still, answer any questions they may have. So the UK property market doesn't exist. There are lots and lots of pockets of markets, right down to an individual house on a street. So you might find in one area, 3-bed houses are rapidly rising in prices, but flats down the road are actually falling in price. It all depends on the local supply and demand in that area. Overall though, since about September 2018, we have seen an influence with Brexit, which has made people a little bit nervous, and as a result of that, quite a few areas, even the hotspots around the UK, are starting to stagnate a bit. We're still selling houses, prices aren't really falling that much, but the market has slowed up and we're not selling as many homes as we have in the past. How will Brexit influence the property market is the most asked question. And that kind of changes week to week, because where we are, what Parliament's up to, seems to change week to week. However, there are three scenarios, and some markets are already experiencing these. So the first one is that overall it has slowed the market, but the interesting thing is when you talk to companies like Rightmove and developers, they still have the same level of interest from people, it's just less people are making offers. So we know the demand is still there, but people aren't actually offering on properties as they have in the past. So if we suddenly get a deal in a few weeks' time, a few months' time, what we are expecting is there will be a bit of a bounce back in the market where we have 6 to 12 months of people who haven't made an offer going, okay, I'm happy now, I'll make an offer. The other side of it is if Brexit happens, if the economy dives for any reason, then we are expecting there to be a bit of a fall in the market. That's already happening in a few areas, which was just natural growth slowing down. And then as long as the credit remains the same and as long as the economy doesn't do too badly, we're expecting something like 5 to 10% falls. I have to say, this year we've had amazing feedback. So the panel, one of the panels that I ran, was how home buying and selling is going to change in the future, and we were lucky to have somebody from the Communities and Government Department to come and tell us their plans, and also what was happening on the lettings and tax front, which is important if you're investing in property. So what is astounding is it took us half an hour to explain to everybody just the bullet points of all the changes that are coming up. So the way you're going to buy and sell a house the next 5 years will change completely. They're trying to reduce the time it takes, which is great. They're trying to reduce the number of fall-throughs, which is about 25 to 30% after an offer has been made. And on the letting side, you've got potential for increased taxation, potentially the loss of Section 21, which is making landlords nervous. And there's so much going on, but what was great was just to get everybody's views and questions out from the audience. And if you think about it, there's not many places that you can do that in a kind of safe environment where you can just ask a question and you might think it's daft, but you get a really quality answer because the people on that panel were absolutely superb. I then went and did my seminar, which was on 7 things you need to know about how the property market will change in the next 5 years. And the feedback was great because, again, we tend to think, property investors tend to think, I've got a good deal, should I go for this deal? And it's like, hold on, stand back a little bit, think about where that property in the local market will be in the next 5 years. That's what's really important. Then you know whether that deal, it might be a good deal now, but is it a good deal in 5 years' time, 10 years' time? That's what we've got to be thinking about. So we had some great feedback, and you know, most of it's free, so everybody loves a bit of a freebie, don't they? I am stunned how much property investment is still one of the number one things on people's mind. So I'm doing 2 panel debates, 2 seminars, and they're all fully booked. So that suggests, yes, it's very much alive and kicking. And it's great that people are looking at it. They just have to understand it's not as easy to make money now as it was in the past. And that's why coming to a show like this is really important, because if you just think you're going to make lots of money from property, you'll probably get it wrong. One of the most important things is to go to shows like the Property Investor. For the simple reason is, a lot can happen in 6 months. So if you came in April and you don't come in October, or you come in October and don't come in April, goodness knows what you'll have missed. We might have had a whole change in government and everything might be about to change. So it's really important to keep yourself regularly up to date on all the new thinking about property investment, but equally what you need to watch out for if you're already an investor. So for me, it's kind of one of the must shows of the year for anybody interested in the property market.